If anxiety is ruling your life, there's a good chance that it's connected to this whole cornucopia of fears. So what are some of those fears? You may not like this, but many fear accountability because they don't want people to see who they really are, because they're afraid of rejection. Many are afraid of not living up to the standards they pretend to live by. Many are afraid to be 100% real and authentic. Many are afraid they don't have what it takes to be as great as they want. And then it's so much easier to detach or avoid or isolate because that feels safe and that feels comfortable. Many fear honesty because it forces them closer to a decision point that will force them to take action. And many fear taking action because of all the what-ifs in their minds. Many fear uncertainty and the unknown so much that they become paralyzed. They freeze because they're not prepared for the possible outcomes because they haven't fortified their minds. So they do nothing, thinking they'll be safe from the potential negative outcomes because they fear them too. Many fear change because they're unprepared to handle it. Many fear uncomfortable conversations because they're uncomfortable with telling the truth about their feelings. Many fear living and giving freely because they're afraid they'll be taken for granted or taken advantage of. Many fear being themselves because they're not comfortable with who they are in their own skin. Many are afraid of asking for help even when they really need it because they're afraid they may look weak or incapable. Many fear challenges because they're afraid they'll fail. And many fear failure because they're afraid to lose and be seen as a failure or a loser. Because what if they really are a failure or a loser? What will other people think if they find out? And many are afraid of their own shadow because they have no idea who they are and they have no identity. And some of you are afraid that I'm right. It's exhausting and you're fatigued. And when you're worn out and fatigued mentally and emotionally like this, all these fears, the big ones and the small ones, get amplified. But this doesn't have to be your identity. Michael Jordan once said that limitations, like fears, are often just an illusion. And while that's true, let me also say that sometimes those fears do become reality, but that doesn't mean they have to dominate you. I can tell you from experience that you can survive even your worst fears. But all you can do is control yourself. So stop trying to control every person, every situation, and every outcome. Choose to let it go. And you just focus on being the best version of who you aspire to be and watch those fears dissipate. Work on developing your mindset and strengthening your body, and you will discover that you are so much stronger than you believe. Don't run from your fears. The only way to be free of them is to face them head on. You'll win some and you'll lose some, but in the end, I know you'll be the one standing. And you will know that no matter what, your fears didn't conquer you because you stood up and said, "No more." And your anxiety will begin to wash away like sidewalk chalk drawings in the rain. So hold your head high, face your fears, work on your mind and body, and you will be free. Look, I believe in you, but I can't do this for you. All I can do is put the tools in your hands. You have to do the work. And this is your call to action. I have a question for the comment section. What fear are you going to face first? Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.